Good morning, y'all. It's a beautiful morning. This is when I come out, and this morning I did some weedy whacking. Y'all know that I'm terrified of snakes, so I weedy whacked a path through my pasture for me to be able to walk my sheep and my horse through to their pastures. I know it's pathetic, but you know what? I am who I am, and I'm not gonna lie about it. So, and I just got done setting up the sheep net, and they get a really big pin this time because I have this fence to work off of, and so I only have 3 sides to make out of the net, so they get a really big pin today. Just wanted to share the beauty of the morning on the farm. Quiet. Hey guys, welcome to Ashley's Homestead Adventures. I'm so glad that you stopped by today to say hi. It is now the middle of the day. I hope that you enjoyed the morning on the farm, setting up the pastures for Velvet and for the sheep girls. So I have several things that I would like to get done today in between dogs. I am grooming today. I just got done with one, and I have another one later on this evening. But the first thing that I need to do is I need to get some weedy whacking and blowing done. So I'm gonna do that really quick, and then we will jump into our next project. Come along. Okay, I got my weedy whacking done for the day. It's when you live on a farm, it's kind of a, you know, you're always working on weedy whacking or mowing or something, but poor Ruby worked her tail off yesterday mowing, and then I didn't have a battery for my blower. I use these Ryobi weedy whacker and blower, and I love them, but I didn't have, my battery was dead, and so poor Ruby needs a bath. So we're gonna get her blown off and get her a much needed bath. She's dirty. Okay, Ruby's bathed. She looks much better. Oh, this lawnmower, you guys, has just been an absolute beast for this 5 acres. She's an oldie but a goodie. Okay, my next task is compost piles. So this is my compost pile where the stuff comes directly out of the barn and it goes in here. And then after the first turn, it goes into its second pile, which is here. And then over there is where it gets turned again, and it goes into a pile here. And now, as you can see, this pile is still growing grass. And I know why. Let's see if I can get out of the wind here. It's because I'm cold composting. And so therefore, this has not gotten hot enough to kill all the grass seeds. So, and that's part of cold composting. It takes longer for things to break down, and you don't get 100% of the grass seeds killed. And I'm okay with that. I don't have the knowledge or the diligence to be composting in bins, and I really don't. Right now, it's not a priority for me to use my time for. So, not that I don't think that it is, I don't want to take away from the importance of it for people that are out there that are doing good compost, because gosh knows that I buy good compost, but it's not something that I'm doing on my farm. I'm cold composting. There is still grass in this, so this is actually going to get turned again, and it's going to go all the way up to the garden area, and you know, and we will see how it goes. I think with one more turn it's gonna be fine, but we'll see. We may have to turn it again after that, and I'm okay with that. We have, in the past, we have let our compost piles sit for an entire year before we use them, and here I'm just trying to do it a little faster. So I have turned this 3 times in the last 5 months, and I'm fixing to turn it again, and so hopefully it will heat up. It is only like 73 degrees today, so not sure that it will heat up, you know, hot enough to kill all the grass seed, but every time I turn it, it gets better. And you can see here that we are starting to form some good dark material in here. So that is good. But we do have a wee bit of grass growing in our compost pile. So I'm going to get on the tractor and get that turned. And just like that, all compost piles are turned. So the first one was sitting here, and it's now there. And the one that was in this pile spot, that little pile, is now over there. And my next task is to get the chickens, get everything in their coop elevated to where I can pull them off of that slab. And I'm actually going to pull them right here first and let them do their thing. And then we'll start migrating them towards the hay pasture, which Velvet and the sheep are almost done grazing. Velvet's off of the first pasture that I made, and the sheep are working on the first pasture. They're almost done with this first quarter here, and Velvet's already in the second paddock. So once these sheep get done here, which will only take me probably a few days at the most, then I will go ahead and get the chickens started here. And I'm just gonna start them on it. And the reason why we're starting our chickens here, and they will probably primarily graze this area, is because this is our hay pasture, and we have something called sage grass, and it thrives in bad soil, and as well as these onions that you can see growing here that the animals won't eat. So a lot of farmers around here actually use chicken manure to fertilize their fields. And so I'm just going to put my chicken tractor on my field and let the chickens do the work. So we're just trying to improve this pasture, because this flat part of our acreage is our hay pasture. So we're just trying to improve the soil naturally so that we can get better and more hay. So that's why we're running all the different species of animals. And also our terrain it's not wicked hilly, but it's pretty uneven, and running a large chicken tractor such as that it's hard to get it to sit flat when your terrain is uneven. So running them in the trees, I'll be able to do that with smaller chicken tractors if we have those in the future, but for right now the chickens are going to stay up on the hayfield. So I need to get them pulled off of that slab, which means that I need to get all of their feeders already elevated, and I need to elevate their water, their oyster shells, their minerals, and their kelp. I need to elevate all those things. So, my next task is water. It's important to stay hydrated. And I'll show you this compost pile. And it's actually kind of a really good look at it, because in comparison, it's right next to a compost pile that I paid $150 for. So that is the stuff that we bought. That is the stuff that we made. And you can tell the stuff that we bought is much blacker. That was free, just saying. We have been enjoying this compost that we've been buying. We found a good source, but I know that mine is all natural, and I know what's in it, and it's free. So it feels pretty good to put them right next to each other and see that they look similar. I mean, I'm not gonna say that my compost looks like gold quite yet. Check out the rhubarb. It's getting big. I'm gonna have to put those rhubarb in the ground. I was planning on keeping them in pots, but I just think they're gonna outgrow the pots, so I'm thinking I'm gonna put them in ground. Still run the experiment, but and then at the end of the year, I'll just pull whatever ones are not doing well in the heat and replant them where next to the one that's doing well. So I gotta get some water, and I'll be right back. I got tea and water because I'm a double-fisted drinker. Well, I did not get finished with that moving of that chicken coop, but I did get most everything hung up in there, and then I had to groom another dog, and then it was getting dark quickly on me, so I had to rush get the sheep and velvet inside. And they've had their dinner. Now I'm headed out to go say goodnight to my cows. Oops, they're ripping it up over there. What the heck is going on over here? Bronco's running around like a crazy man. What are you doing running around like a bunch of maniacs? Huh? Want your cookies? Whoa! Spooky tonight? Are you spooky tonight? Hold on, let me decrease the people here. Hold on. Hi, hold on. Oh goodness. They can't see anything. Here, it's right here. Ow, that was my finger. You spit it out, you goober. You're just after the phone. Forrest, that's my toe. Have some respect, please. Billie Jean, you've got to get it in your mouth. Lord. Sorry, it was too dark for you guys to see that. Reese's, you're looking extra wide tonight. Yeah, so are you, young lady. Girls are looking tubby. Just keep getting fatter every day. Oh, hi. How are you? Huh? What are you doing, barn kitty? Stretch. You feeling your Wheaties? Miss Daisy. That's Miss Daisy. Crazy Daisy. Crazy Daisy. Crazy Daisy. Crazy Daisy. She's such a funny girl. She wants to be touched, but she doesn't want to be touched. Farm is officially shut down for the day. Oh. Well, there is this empty seed tray. Well, almost empty. There is broadleaf sage where the perlite is. And I do have some things here that I can plant. So I think I'll go ahead and do that. The peas are going to be planted outside, but I can start these. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I've got all these winter sowing jugs, you guys. I don't know what I'm going to do with them. I know what I'm going to do with all the cardboard. All the cardboard is going to make garden beds, but I'm going to probably end up storing these jugs until winter comes. All right, well, I'm going to resume the position here. And we are going to do anise hyssop, agastachy, an easy, flavorful perennial to start from seed, 42 inches tall, direct sow or start early. And these are from Hudson Valley Seed Company, and they have the coolest seed packets, you guys. Let me get this thing opened up. Whoa. So this is what your seed packet looks like when you open it up. And then you have your pouch of seeds, which I'm just going to plop right there. And then you have a beautiful description of the seed. And it says, a regal herb for teas and bees. Anise hyssop is both a gorgeous, upright perennial and a delicious herb for teas, baking, or sitting near while reading a good book in the garden. It is native to North America, where it was used by native peoples to treat many ailments. Its aroma is indeed anise-like. A small handful of its leaves make a great addition to a salad, and when dried, they can be used to season baked goods. The flowers are attractive to bees and hummingbirds, making anise hyssop one of the most useful plants of the garden. And it's absolutely beautiful. So, and then of course you have your planting directions. One of the easiest perennials to start from seeds, simply surface sow a few seeds per cell in early spring. Keep moist with a spritzer. Transplant outdoors when seedlings are sturdy and 3 to 4 inches tall. This fast-growing perennial will flower the first year and will self-sow. Delicious, sweet, anise flavor makes a lovely tea. So I'm going to go ahead and figure out how many of these I need to sow. Oh, goodness. My nose itched. Hyssop, 1. So I'm starting 50. 50 of these, or however many seeds I have. So let me get that done and I'll be right back. Okay, so I surface sowed, everybody, and then I went ahead and just, and they are teeny tiny seeds. So I just basically sprinkled, you know, over the top. I don't know how many. I'm hoping I got about 50 throughout the cells, and I'll deal with having to thin them or separate them once they start to grow, because they're so tiny you just don't have any control over them. And then I went ahead and sprinkled with perlite just to excuse me, to help block the moisture in, and kind of lock the seeds in, and also to help with moisture levels of my soil. And so now I'm going to start a couple. I'll do 2 cayenne hot peppers. This is the cayenne blend. Colorful assortment of hot peppers. Mix contains 30% cayenne long slim, 30% cayenne thick, 30% cayenne yellow, and 10% cayenne purple. So I'm only sowing 2 seeds. And it says start indoors 6 to 8 weeks before last frost. After danger of frost, sow outdoors. Keep beds moist to sprout seeds. Then when plants are a few inches tall, transplant to garden after frost. Harden off before transplanting. And so I'm going to start 2, and it'll be interesting to see which 2 I get. Next is pepper poblano. Classic chili relleno type. Use green, roasted, and peeled. 3 to 6 inch heart-shaped fruits, usually quite mild. Also great for chili powder. Start indoors in bright light 8 to 12 weeks before last frost date. Heat mat helps to warm soil and speed germination. Peppers often appreciate a bit of afternoon shade during the hottest summer weather. I'm actually going to start 3 of these because I use a lot of poblano peppers in my salsa. So I'm going to start 3 plants. Okay, everybody is all planted. And now we'll take them inside. All right. There they are, along with all of their brothers and sisters. So just so you guys know and can see how it's going, we have some sprouting in here from the Tweedia and a few from the Gumfrina. Looks like in here we have some stalks coming up, as well as African blue disc, daisies, some more stalks, and I'm waiting on peppers. I'm also waiting on the heat mat for these peppers. The heat mat is currently being used, so I only have 1. Nothing happening in here yet. I just did that one last night. We have some slightly leggy tomatoes there in the back. I just this morning put books underneath them to hopefully help them out a little bit. And there's quite a few different tomatoes and tomatillos and scabiosa. All these little guys are scabiosa coming up. So hopefully the legginess I caught it quick enough that it can be corrected with the books. And as you can see, I have a fan going on them as well. And then my stevia, you guys, everybody said that they had such a hard time with germination. I did not do anything special with these stevia. You guys watched me plant them. And I have germination out of all but 2 cells out of the 12 stevia that I planted. I'm so happy about that. And then there's some straw flowers and some more scabiosa. In the very back row is scabiosa. and the rest is straw flowers. Here we have little tiny bee balms coming up here in the front, and then there's some stalks. This guy has got a, here we go, this guy too. So I don't know if you guys know, but there are enzymes in your saliva that helps to break down the seed of your seedlings. And so if you have a seedling whose seed is stuck, then your saliva will actually help it pop open. It helps remove it. So if you just lick your finger, it helps you pop the seed caps off of your seedlings. So again, little leggy here. There's some nasturtiums back there as well, and again, books. So I might actually raise these guys again tomorrow. And I'm not against even raising the tomatoes up again. And I'm also, something I'm noticing with just having one of these lights, these are just shop lights, is that I have to rotate my seedlings or else they lean, especially the tomatoes. You can see how the ones in the back there kind of lean. So I just, every day, I just flip the seedlings. So tomorrow morning I will flip it so the tomato seedlings are up here and the scabiosa are in the back. And then in here we have lots of dahlias in the back there, and there's some eggplants coming up, and these guys are the ones that are on the heat mat. So I actually tomorrow will probably be last call for the heat mat on these guys, and I will move the heat mat to another pepper tray, and then we also have some bee balm coming up here in the front, just these little wee ones. So that is what we have going right now in the seed room, or hashtag my office. And that is probably going to be the end of this vlog, you guys. I appreciate you coming along on the farm today. Why I did just a whole bunch of tasks, and had a, you know, just a kind of a broken up day of working and being on the farm, which I'm just so incredibly blessed that my job is here on my farm, and I can groom a dog and then go back out to the farm, and then groom another dog and go back out to the farm. So I'm very blessed that my job is right here. I work from home and can watch my animals grazing in the pasture from my window of my office. So I feel very blessed. I hope you guys enjoyed coming along, and I hope at the very least you were entertained. I will catch you guys on the next one. I hope you had a beautiful day. Yours truly.